Hello, and welcome to Love on the Pod, a podcast about all the cheesy romantic TV movies we adore. I'm Danny.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Sherri.
This week, we are diving into another Hallmark Passport to Love original movie, A Greek Recipe for Romance. This movie was released on June 15th, 2024, so it's new for this season. And it's actually based on the book Desperately Seeking Summer by Mandy Baggett.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the plot is a little bit different, but I'm interested to read it because it does look very, very cute. Characters are the same, but it's just a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie is about.
What is this movie about?
Has anyone watched it?
Sadly, yes.
I know. I'm sorry. Can I just apologize for picking this one?
We never know, because sometimes I'll pick something that I've already seen and I'm really excited about, and maybe you guys aren't as excited. And then sometimes I'll just fly off and say, oh, okay, this looks cute. And I just watch it and then I'm like, wah, wah.
Yeah, the preview looked great. And then I watched the movie. But we'll talk about that later. There's so many things I could say right now, but
tell us what the movie's about.
Okay, so the synopsis of this movie is, after being laid off from her job as a Manhattan hotel manager, Abby heads to Greece to visit her mom and figure out what to do from here. While she's there, she meets Theo, a handsome and talented chef. They team up to open a restaurant until secrets between them begin unraveling. Now, before we dive any further, I just want to say I should have been tipped off by the fact that the lead male role, his character, was named Theo, because we know from Destined at Christmas that when the lead male's name is Theo, the movie's probably not good.
I didn't even put that together, but that's funny that you mentioned that. Well, and also I did a little dive, and Theo, played by Raphael Karyotakis, he rose to fame as a TikTok lip sync artist and model.
Yes.
So there you go.
And I was actually pleasantly surprised knowing that information, because I did look up the actor and actress ahead of time. And so when I saw that he was a TikTok lip sync artist, I thought to myself, wonder how his acting skills are going to be, because he actually has to speak in this. Mm-hmm. But he actually was pretty good, I thought.
Not bad.
I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I agree.
My first impression of this movie was, it makes me sad that they had to go all the way to Greece to film this terrible, terrible film.
At least they got to go to Greece.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a consolation prize for having to.
I mean, I guess that's like, this movie is not good, so here's some beautiful scenery for you to watch.
Although I did feel like we didn't see enough of it. No. I wish they would have shown more of the beauty of Greece. I mean, there were some scenes where we got to see some really cool landmarks, but I did wish there was a little bit more to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, because I really like to be able to see the landscape and the ocean and the buildings, especially in Greece, those beautiful white buildings with the blue tops. It really makes me want to go there. And there was too much of the actors and not enough of the scenery. So that kind of tells you what we felt about this movie.
Yes. So, and we're done. Have a nice day.
Thank you for joining us today. And we will dive deeper, because maybe our listeners will have different thoughts, and please let us know. Tell us in the comments, text us, and let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And, it's funny because I don't think that typically we're quite so, what's the word I'm looking for?
Up front.
obvious about our opinions of a movie right at the start of an episode. But I have to say that even though this wasn't my favorite movie, I did really enjoy watching it because there were so many things that I laughed at
Mhm.
that I not necessarily that I was supposed to laugh at, but I did. And so it was very entertaining,
Yes.
just maybe not in the way it was intended.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So this movie is starring Danielle C. Ryan, who played Abby. She is also in Lifetime's Deadly Yoga Retreat opposite Jonathan Bennett. I don't think I've ever seen Jonathan Bennett in a spooky, scary movie before. It came out in 2022, and now I really want to watch it. So if you have
Deadly
seen this movie,
Yoga Retreat.
yes, please chime in because
Yeah, I need to watch that now.
Yeah, I just wrote
yeah,
that one down.
it looks like from my just seeing the movie poster and reading the brief synopsis, it looks like Jonathan Bennett is a creepy yoga instructor.
Oh no.
Yes.
I love him. I love
I
his happy
know.
persona.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. So I don't know. I really am interested to watch it, but I also kind of don't want to because I don't want to break my image of him.
Yes.
She's also in another one that I have not seen, but I thought looked really cute. Amazon's Mistletoe Mix-Up. And it's opposite the Lawrence brothers, Joey and Matt. And she
Okay, I have
kind
seen
of
that
goes
one.
between the two of them. Have you? How is it?
Yes. It's all right. That's another one we can discuss for fun sometime.
I think
It's
we
all right.
talked about this before on one of our episodes a little bit because I had just watched it. They funded that whole project themselves. So it leaves a little bit to be desired. But
The
now
Lawrence brothers did?
yeah.
Oh.
But now they've gotten money for their production company. So they've talked about on their podcast that they expect their films to continue to get better and better because now they have money to actually do
That's
it.
awesome. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting. Yeah, it came out in 2021. I did not recognize it when I saw it, but as soon as I saw the Lawrence brothers were in it, I thought, I want to watch that. I love them.
Mhm.
And then opposite Danielle C. Ryan is, as you said, Mom Raphael Karyotakis. He is a Greek model and a TikTok famous lip sync performer, and this was his acting debut. He plays Theo Christodoulanopoulos or Theo Papas, depending on what part of the movie you have reached.
Mm-hmm.
And good for you for pronouncing that first last name because I had it written down and I thought, no, I'm not going to even try on this one. That's
I
a
don't
long
know
name.
if I did it correctly, but
Okay.
I tried.
Well, and I will say that the gal that plays Abby reminds me, I was thinking the whole time, who does she remind me of? Who does she remind me of? Corinne Olympios from Nick Vial's season of The Bachelor. Not
Yes.
personality wise, but kind of looks wise, not personality wise, because
Yeah,
Corinne
I
was
could see that.
totally different personality. Yeah.
Like maybe
Mhm.
they could be sisters.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see that. So this movie was filmed all over Greece. I don't really know that you would know that based off of the movie, just because, as I said before, I did feel like it left something to be desired as far as the landmarks and the amazing ruins and all the. I'm so sorry. There is a cat under the table, like clawing at my feet. Okay, I should have kicked them out. This movie is filmed all over Greece. They went to Syros, Athens, Thorikos, not sure, Stamata. So they were all over the place, and how amazing for the crew and for the actors that they got to travel and see so much of Greece. It was interesting that many of the crew members shot this film back to back with Lifetime's original movie, My Father's Murder, in Greece. So they wrapped this one and then they just hung out and filmed another movie for Lifetime. Which I thought was interesting. I didn't realize that they shared crew members, but I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, because you just kind of go where the money is, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yep. So it's currently available in the Hallmark Movies Now app. Since we've given it such a glowing review so far, please go and watch it. Let us know what you
Yes.
think.
Well, and for being filmed in so many different locations, like you were saying, I would have loved to see more of those different locations. But we
Yes.
didn't, sadly.
Yeah, I felt especially there was a lot said about Athens, and we did see the city of Athens, the bustling business part of the city, but I would have loved to have seen more of the history there because there is so much.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder too how, because these shoots are so short, I wonder how much the crew actually gets to see and how much they actually get to go out and explore at all.
Mhm.
Because I watched that Celine Dion documentary and she was talking to her son about her traveling. And she said, would you believe me if I said I've been everywhere in the world, but I've never seen anything? Because she
Mhm.
just traveled to perform, right? And then left. And so I'm wondering, did they get to enjoy Greece? I hope they did.
Yeah, I've seen that before with other performers to where they have to put the name of the city on their dressing room door so they remember where they're at. But they
Mhm.
really don't. They fly in or take a bus in, they do their show, they wrap it up, and they leave for the next city.
Mhm.
So it sounds
Yep.
glamorous, but really not so much.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. It's almost as if when planning your tour or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to budget in an extra day or two in each city so that you can
Mhm.
actually see it. But if you're on a tour like Celine Dion was all the time, you're probably so tired that you maybe don't want to go out sightseeing.
Definitely.
Yeah, like if I'm here for an extra day, I'm gonna sleep.
Right,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I slept in the city of Athens and then I left.
Yeah. Uh,
All right, so shall we dig into this movie?
Let's do
yes.
it.
All right. So this movie starts. Abby is working hard at a hotel in New York for a manager position. Her mom calls from Greece to wish her good luck on the promotion and ask her again to come and visit her in Greece. Instead of a promotion, however, she gets fired due to downsizing and she decides, okay, I'm going to go visit my mom who lives in Greece.
Well, I will make a comment about her mom. She is way too young to be her mom.
She's too
Okay.
young.
Yes.
What? And I tried to look up how old she was. I could not
Can't
find it
find it.
anywhere. The best I could find is between 35 and 45. That's what Chat GPT told me. But Danielle C. Ryan is 31. So
There's no way. Friends?
No.
They could have been friends.
yes,
Sisters, even?
she did not need to be her mom. It's
No.
not
Yeah,
believable.
all three of us are pretty young moms, but she
Not
had
that
to be a
young.
really, really young mom.
No. Oh my gosh.
If they really were set on using that actress for that role, which I did think she did a good job,
Mhm.
she just wasn't believable as her mom. They could have called her her aunt.
Yes. Yes. Because I
I
could have
know.
told almost the exact same story, except just remove the fact that Abby's dad had passed away.
Right.
Which
Which was not essential to the story.
no. So yeah, I understand because they use these actors and actresses because they're Greek, right? So that makes sense to cast people who are from where you're filming, but she was way too young.
Yes,
Mhm.
totally. Too young. So one thing I felt was interesting is in the beginning of this movie, Abby is shown bustling around the hotel, fixing everything. It was reminiscent of the Tip Line Mysteries, where
Mhm.
she was the one to fix everything. And there's another gal at the front desk who is struggling with all these different things, and Abby comes in and just fixes it all easily, right? But her friend, the one that she's fixing all of her mistakes and making sure everything is moving smoothly, her friend doesn't get fired. Abby does. And I don't
Yeah.
understand why you would fire the one that fixes everything and not the one that messes everything up.
Maybe she
I thought
gets
that was a
paid
little
more.
strange.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because they did say she was the assistant manager. So maybe it was about, since it was downsizing, they were trying to save money. But I
Yeah,
just
so maybe she's on salary and this other gal is an hourly employee.
could be.
Yeah. Who
Just seemed
knows?
like some mixed up priorities there.
Mhm. Yeah, get rid of the dead weight.
So as Abby is enjoying Greece with her mom and having a little reprieve, that same friend does call and let her know that there is a promotion to corporate that's up for grabs. And, Abby's being considered after she was just let go. She's being considered for promotion. But in order to get this promotion to work at corporate, she needs restaurant experience, which she does not have.
This was so dumb. I don't, I'm sorry. I give 0 Fs right now because I can't.
So get out there and get some restaurant experience in, say, 2 weeks, and then you're ready for this big promotion.
Well, and in what universe do they fire somebody and then say, "Oh, actually, we have a big promotion for you that we want to give you"? Like,
Just
what?
kidding.
And you worked here for 6 years. We know you don't have restaurant experience with us, and somehow magically you're going to get it before we interview you.
Right. We're going to interview you in 2 weeks. So get some restaurant experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go work at McDonald's for a few weeks. Like, what? I don't.
And what exactly is this big promotion? They say it's a big promotion to corporate. Do you know how many different things that could be?
Well, she's going to be opening up restaurants, right? So something in that realm. That's what they said.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, she has no restaurant experience. You're going to promote her and have her opening up restaurants on her own? What?
Why would you even think of her to consider
she's going to be the
role?
manager for opening these new restaurants?
No,
Don't you
opening
want to set
new
these restaurants
hotels
up for success.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her wheelhouse.
I think it could have been better if it was like, we want to open new hotels and we want to start integrating restaurants in these hotels. So you need to know a little bit about them, right? You need to, although what New York City big hotel doesn't have a restaurant in it, I don't know, but
right. Yeah.
It's
Manhattan.
Just one of the many plot holes that we'll discuss today.
Yeah, they're setting it up right away to say,
yes.
What is happening?
So we find out that Abby's mother has a new boyfriend. His name is Yanni, and she really wants her to meet him. So they go to Yanni's farm where they have a lovely dinner, which is served by none other than Chef Theo. And we finally get our love story intro in this movie. Now, there was a little bit earlier on when they were out sightseeing, there was a moment where they were blocked in by a moped, a little blue moped, and they were really irritated about being blocked in by this moped. And then the man that owns it comes out, and of course it was Theo. But did anyone else notice that he was just a big time jerk to her when he parked in front of their car?
Yeah, he was so rude.
He was rude, but also I felt like she was kind of irrationally angry about he's literally moving the moped out of the way, and she's still like getting all upset about this whole thing. And I'm thinking, he's leaving.
Right.
Let it go.
Yeah, they were both rude.
As we discussed yesterday, people are just rude these days. This is real life.
Yeah, glad to know that Hallmark's including that in their scripts now.
Full dose of reality.
These people weren't mean enough.
Yeah. Although I did like because you said blue, I wrote it down as mint green, and I wrote it down as a Vespa. I don't know the difference between a Vespa and a moped.
Maybe I don't
somebody
either.
else does. They can let us know. But I like that it matched the helmet, and then with the white buildings in the background. These are the things that stood out to me. The movie, I'm like, okay, I got to find something that I like. He had on a turquoise
this is beautiful.
shirt. Yeah. I'd like to drive a mint green Vespa through the streets of Greece. Danny's looking up the difference between a moped and a Vespa.
Oh. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. So here we go. This is the answer. Mopeds, thank you, Google, by the way. Mopeds typically have engines no larger than 50 cc and are designed for lower speeds, maxing out around 28 miles per hour. Vespas, however, come in various engine sizes, ranging from 50 cc to over 300 cc.
So
I'm not really
visually,
sure.
I wonder what the differences
They
are.
look very similar. One of them has bigger wheels.
I don't know what a
So if you-
CC is.
I don't either. I'm thinking like at the doctor when they, on doctor shows, they're like, I need 50 cc's of blah, 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 stat.
Well, I'm thinking 10 cc's of Botox.
Yeah.
So if you're puttering around the streets of Greece, those little cobblestone streets, you're probably on a moped, not a Vespa, but who knows?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. If you have no intention of taking it on the highway,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need a Vespa.
Right.
But if you want to go fast, you need a Vespa.
Or the Batmobile.
Yes.
Which might have spiced up this movie a little bit.
Yes. If
He
Batman
should have been driving the Batmobile. Maybe Batman should have come in and thrown one of his batarangs at the characters.
What's wrong with you guys?
Get it together.
But again, some people may have really enjoyed this movie.
Maybe they did.
We're not here to
I'm
judge.
sure
Maybe they
somebody
did.
did. Yeah, I'm sure somebody did.
If you did enjoy this movie, please text us, email us, let us know why. We would love some insight.
I need you to prove to me that this is a good movie because I will not believe you. And
so don't even try. All right. So after the awkward encounter with the Vespa moped, they end up going to Yanni's farm for this beautiful meal. And of course, none other than Chef Theo has prepared it. And Abby absolutely loves it. She compliments him on the food, but not on his customer service because she's still a little salty about his grumpiness earlier on. We find out that Theo is trying to reopen his mother's restaurant that she left to him when she died 10 years ago. And he decides to bring Abby on to help him open the restaurant in just a few weeks, which also just happens to be just in time for her interview. So the planets really aligned for this one.
And this is movie time. You can get a restaurant that's been sitting stagnant for 10 years open in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. As Jessica knows with her coffee shop, that's obviously only taken 2 weeks to open.
Oh my gosh. Well,
not to throw salt on the wound, Jessica. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, are the regulations in Greece that much less strict? No, I'm sure they aren't.
No.
You know what really bothered me though was when Abby is coming to meet Theo and it's like they're being set up right by her mom's assistant, I believe. Mm-hmm. And she walks in with this disgusting gyro that she microwaved. And she's just walking around town with it. And she calls it a gyro. And I'm like, what? Who are you? You go to Greece and you decide, you know what? I'm not going to go get a fresh gyro. I'm going to microwave one.
I'm going to go to it's like gas station.
Get a 7-Eleven
Where did she
gyro.
even get it?
Maybe she brought them frozen in her bag. I have no idea.
I don't understand.
And he's like, I cannot let you eat that.
You know what? It probably came from the company in Savoring Paris. Remember how they had all the prepackaged meals and she had this beautiful sandwich she had crafted and they destroyed it and made it gross and Americanized. And maybe she bought it from that company.
Prepackaged gyros.
Yeah. I brought this in my suitcase. I thought it was festive.
Oh my gosh. So gross. Oh man. Yeah. So anyways.
I mean, I do love a good gyro, but
I was surprised he didn't correct her when she kept calling it a gyro.
Yeah, he did seem to just kind of smirk and
Yeah.
laugh. So maybe he was just entertained by it.
Yeah, he's like, wow, stupid Americans. Like, I know.
So at this point in the movie, we're introduced to Dimitri, who is an associate of Theo's father. He shows up and he insists that Theo returns to Athens and takes over his father's company when he retires.
Okay, did anybody else get Stefano Demera vibes from his father in Days of Our Lives?
Oh, yes.
I mean, he wasn't sinister, but the dad was like, he's got this shipping company, he's this billionaire tycoon, and I'm thinking, and he's sending Dimitri to do his dirty work like you would send Tony Demera to do your dirty work. And the whole time I'm thinking, this is Days of Our Lives.
Yes. Similar quality.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. I didn't make that connection, but you're totally right.
That's an insult to Days of Our Lives, Danielle.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
Oh gosh. Those people make 300 episodes a year.
Yeah.
That is so wild. I mean, the turnaround time on these movies is insane to me. I cannot wrap my brain around it. But then to think about these daily soap operas,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
And back in the day when they first started, they did them live.
Did they really?
They did. Uh-huh. Wow. Yeah.
I wish they still did. That would be fun to watch.
That would be fun. You screw up, it's like, oh, well, we'll try again tomorrow.
What's your name, Marlena?
And then on tomorrow's episode, Marlena's dead.
And then next week, see how she comes back to life.
Just kidding.
And she has
wakes
amnesia.
Up in the morgue. Oh man, maybe I need to start watching soap operas again.
Ooh, a soap opera podcast. That would be
daily.
We love you, Hallmark.
Goodness.
We truly do.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Dimitri wants him to come back and work for his father in Athens. And then when his father retires, take over the company. Theo does not want to do that. And since he came to Syros, he has been going by his mother's name, Christodoulanopoulos, instead of his father's name of Papas. Now, this was weird to me because he grew up here. People know him.
Mm-hmm.
So how is he getting away with going by a different last name when everyone in the city knows him?
And knows the family because they're billionaires.
Yes. He's literally staying in the Papa's villa, this beautiful mansion of a villa. Everyone knows him, knows his name. Yeah. So I don't understand the whole like going by a different name thing. Because literally the only person that doesn't realize who he is Abby and her mom.
Mm-hmm. And why wouldn't her mom know? She's been in Greece for a while.
Right. You'd think she would have heard of the Papa's family.
You'd think that Yanni would have told her, right? Like, oh yeah, he's picking a different last name for some reason because he's an idiot billionaire son. Uh-huh. But he's a billionaire. Like,
so he can do what he wants.
Right. But everybody knows who he is. So it doesn't track. It doesn't track at all.
Yeah. Okay. So we find out around this time that Abby's mom is a real estate agent. She's got this real estate business seeking Syros in the heart of town. She's painted her entire building hot pink, sticks out like a sore thumb from all the beautiful white buildings. People hate the pink. I did too. I thought it was really cute. Really, really cute. And I did actually feel like it kind of fit in with the like white, the contrast of the white and the other bright colors. I don't know.
And she had the pink flowers on it, which were so cute. Yeah. When Abby made her change it, I was like, you're just ruining the party, Abby, with your soggy gyro and your paint.
Well, inside this hated pink building, Dimitri pays Abby's mother a visit and lists the Papa's villa that Theo is staying in. So get baby boy to come back home to daddy by selling his house because that's healthy in a family relationship.
Yeah.
So
Did you
mom and
notice-
Abby,
I was going to say, did you notice how brilliant Abby's mom is with her real estate vision, though? Because she says, I think we should hold an open house and say we'll be taking the highest and best offer. And
wow,
Demetrius
that
like,
is
wow, this is,
insightful.
yeah, brilliant.
Isn't
I'm
that
going
what
to go with
everybody
you. That's a
does?
great idea. Isn't that what you do in real estate? No, I think we're going to just kind of put a sign up and hope for the best.
They needed to
They're
watch a
gonna-
few episodes of Selling Sunset, get some,
Yes, come
Some
up with some
tips.
innovative ideas.
yeah, bring in mimes. I don't know. They do all sorts of wild things during their open houses.
Well, they do end up doing something wild, and we will get to that.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
I can't even say it with a straight face because it just kills me so much. Okay, I digress. She gets this new listing. Her and Abby decide to go check it out together. And they show up to the Papa's mansion. They're going to go inside and, check it out. And who do they find but Theo making breakfast in a bathrobe?
Mhm.
What is he doing here? Well, instead of shooing them away, he invites them in for a tour with pictures of himself all over the house.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand what's happening. So he offers to show them around. Oh, okay. Here is something that I noticed in this scene that made me so angry. Okay. She is wearing this super, super cute denim dress. Love the dress. But why is she carrying this horrible teal backpack? I don't understand. She has it everywhere she goes. She's staying with her mom. Why is she wearing a backpack?
That's where she keeps her euros, okay? Obviously.
Her gyros.
Her gyros.
It's a heated bag she's got with her at all
It's
times.
like a Pizza Hut bag.
What is the deal? Like, she's got this backpack slung on her shoulder like a fifth grader at the bus stop. And then later on, she goes to this cool Greek festival with Theo, and they're singing and there's dancing. And she's got the backpack again. Like, somebody get her a purse or a crossbody bag or something that's not this horrible teal backpack.
It's like Allison in the Breakfast Club. She's got her bag with all her stuff in it at all times because you never know when you have to jam.
So these are my things. I need them all the time.
Like, you're not backpacking across Greece. You're literally
No.
staying in your mom's house. Why do you need a fifth grader's backpack? You're ruining everything. I don't.
Well, I have to say that I was not in love with the styling in this movie. I did not think
No.
there were a few pieces that were cute, but most of it, I was like, why is she wearing a tank top with a strapless bra where you could clearly see the mark? Like,
Yes.
what? Why?
Although I did notice towards the end of the movie, she was so sunburned. Maybe the bra
Yes.
straps bothered her too much to wear.
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
when I was watching this, I watched it with my oldest daughter. And there was one scene where the mom was wearing these horrible, like high-waisted spandex patterned bell-bottom pants. And Abby, my daughter's name is Abby, and she was like, Mom, what is she wearing? Why is she wearing those?
And why is she only 30 years old?
Yeah.
Why is she
Well,
the same age as their daughter?
And why is she Greek and her daughter isn't?
Yes. It almost felt like, we have all these beautiful white buildings in the background. So let's just throw some color at the actors. Doesn't matter what the outfit looks like. It's just, this is hot pink and this is turquoise and it'll pop against the white buildings, but it just fell flat.
I would like to have a word with the costume designer for this one. Or maybe I shouldn't. That would be
Maybe not.
awkward.
Yeah, it was
I don't think I have anything nice
Welcome to the
say.
podcast. We hated the outfits.
at
What
the
were you
movie,
thinking?
and everything was terrible. So,
Although the flea market scene when they were looking for items for the restaurant, I did enjoy that only because I thought that would be really fun to go with a
yes,
certain budget. You go with, maybe a group of girlfriends or, your family, and everybody has a name, and I'm going to buy something for you and you're going to buy something for them. And I thought that would be really fun to see what people would come up
Yes,
with.
I totally agree. I loved that scene because I felt the same, that would be such a lovely day. My favorite kind of date is to go to a market and just
Mhm.
walk around and peruse, go get a coffee, just, walk around holding hands and enjoying the sunshine. And that's my favorite thing to do, always on Mother's Day or on my birthday. That's what I want to do, is find a market or like a farm that has a cute little shop or coffee. And I love that. That's my favorite. So watching that scene did bring me some joy because it looked really fun. So we have the open house scheduled for the villa. Like you said before, such real estate insight to know to have an open house. Open house for the villa is scheduled for the same day as the restaurant opening. Now, this bothered me because I felt like, as her mother, knowing that she's working so hard on this restaurant opening, wouldn't she want to support her and be at the restaurant opening? But
Mhm.
instead, she schedules this open house for the same day.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think
Whatever.
she's desperate for cash. Probably, I think she's like, I got this listing, I got to sell it because
Right. Because
they
her business
estab-
is not doing well.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe it's because she's so smart when it comes to real estate. And her first idea is to take the highest bid.
yeah.
And have an open house.
Yes, and
Woohoo!
have it open house. All
Some
right.
creative thinking.
The key to selling this house is showing it to people.
Wow.
What?
What a novel concept.
Yeah, that's groundbreaking.
And so it's around this time that Mom finds out Theo's real last name. And she tells Abby, she says, I just need to tell you that his last name is Pappas. He's part of the billionaire Pappas family. And Abby's reaction to this was way less like climactic than I thought it was going to be. It
I
seemed
was
like throughout the
expecting
movie
anger.
it was building up to this,
Uh-huh.
her finding out, and it was going to be this big thing, even though it's not really that big of a deal. But in true Hallmark fashion, I thought it was going to be a big deal. And then
Just a
it
big lie.
almost seemed like
Mhm.
she didn't really care.
She cared more about when he parked his Vespa / moped in front of her mom's car.
Yes. She was very angry about that, but not about the
Uh-huh.
fact that he lied to her about who he was for the
Yeah.
entirety of their relationship.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, and maybe she was supposed to be more wound up at the beginning because she was coming straight from New York, and now she's chilled out a little bit.
We'll give her that.
Sure.
That's my guess.
Although it wasn't like a slow change. It was like she was mad about the Vespa, and then all of a sudden,
True.
okay, I'm chill now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help you open the
Yeah.
restaurant.
She's like, I'm sure he has his reasons. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Are you
Well,
gonna ask him what those reasons are? Or are you just gonna? No, you're not.
no,
Okay,
she's
great.
gonna not even tell him that she knows who he really
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what she does. And when Theo finds out that in order to open the restaurant, he has to pay 10 years of back city taxes, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't know that she knows his family is the billionaire Pappas. And Abby goes and uses the name Theo Pappas to find an investor, save the day, but they only agree to do it if Theo will exclusively use that company's olive oil at the restaurant. Now, what I found was interesting here, because Abby finds out that Theo's been using this false name. She doesn't say anything to him, but she uses that name to their benefit to solve this problem of the 10 years back taxes they all of a sudden have to pay before they can open. And then they get into a fight over fundraising and the olive oil. Theo doesn't want to use someone else's oil. She reveals that she knows who he really is. And then they get into a fight about that and decide this partnership was a mistake. They're washing their hands of each other. They're done. It was very confusing. I couldn't quite tell if they were fighting over the olive oil or if they were fighting over him lying about who he is. I don't really know. But whatever it was, they ended up split.
I had to laugh because I listen to podcasts nonstop. And this week on The Office Ladies, they interviewed Bob Odenkirk. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
He's from Better Call Saul. You would know him if you saw him.
Okay.
Anyways, he was talking about how they were talking about show business, and he was talking about how he hates movies where if the people just told the truth, everything would be solved.
Yes.
And this movie, especially, I was like, yes, if they just were honest with each other, we could have a different problem. It doesn't always be like, oh, I don't want to tell them. I'm not sure. As we're watching more of these movies, I'm really noticing that is happening in every film. And I'm like, maybe we could think of something else that could cause an issue.
They want to throw in some sort of a wrench in the plan,
right?
Some sort of conflict, which is great, but it doesn't have to always be a big fat lie. They can come up with something else.
Yeah, or a misunderstanding. It's always a lie or a misunderstanding.
Yeah, right. Yes, it's always like they get to this point where the relationship is moving in a positive direction. You think they're going to fall in love, and then bam, the secret is revealed. Everything falls to pieces, and then they come back and apologize for lying or whatever it is, and they end up happily ever after. That is the model, always.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I usually start these movies and I think to myself, okay, what's going to make it implode this time? Maybe I
guess it just bothered me in this movie because I didn't like the movie, so there we go.
Can I just say that I am so glad that you guys didn't like it either, because if I came on here guns blazing, ready to destroy this movie, and you guys loved it, that would have been awkward.
The best movie I've seen in years.
I watched it 5 times.
I did watch it twice.
Did you? I did not, and I never will again.
Yeah, I watched it twice, but I didn't need to. So
I did think about maybe if I watch it again without the intention of taking notes, but just to watch it, maybe I would enjoy it more.
No,
I don't think that's
not true.
It's not true. That's funny. Well, so I did find myself looking for little things that I could take away from it. So I did a search on the wine that they were talking about, this Serifio Tico wine. Did anybody look that up?
No. Yes. I want to buy some badly.
I want to. Yeah. It says it's made from extremely rare indigenous Greek grapes from the island of Seraphos. It's charmingly fragrant with a distinct aroma of citrus, stone fruit, and notes of flowers and blossoms. It's medium bodied with moderate acidity and lingering aftertaste. Because as Theo said, the sweeter the wine, the stinkier the cheese. So that sent me down another whole rabbit hole of wine pairing. And according to winefolly.com, funkier cheeses call for sweeter wines like Moscato or other sweet wine with like a Gorgonzola. I enjoy a Cabernet. Cabernet goes well with an aged cheddar because Cabernet is a little bit bitey, so you need that contrast. And so then, since we had just done Savoring Paris, I had to look up what goes with Comté.
Yeah.
And that calls for a dry white wine. So there you go, according to winefolly.com.
Okay, so when we get together for Christmas, we need to do some of these pairings.
Yes. Maybe we should do
a wine flight.
Yeah, we should do a short episode.
Yes, that would be fun.
Talking about cheese and what it tastes like.
And our Christmas flannel nightgowns that we're going to do this year.
Yes.
That sounds wonderful.
Great.
All right. Now they've washed their hands of each other. They are done with, they are done with each other. Abby's not helping with the restaurant anymore. Forget it. He's a papas. I don't. Why did
He's a
that sound like an
Demera.
insult? You poppet. But it is time for Abby to have her interview for her big promotion from the job she got fired from. So she has to borrow Wi-Fi from a nearby boat because there's been a Wi-Fi issue on the island. And of course, she gets offered the job. She doesn't seem very excited about it. And working on the restaurant has really changed her goals. Now, I found it interesting that they wanted her to have restaurant experience, but when she has her interview, she literally just quit and they haven't even opened the restaurant yet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But she still got the job, so
She's like, so my restaurant experience includes going to flea markets and picking out random accessories and buying all of them. So I hope that's helpful.
Sipping some wine and yeah,
Yes.
you've got the job.
I decorated and I got to try a rare indigenous grape wine.
Yes. Oh, and convincing people that they have to use a menu, that they can't just make whatever they want every night.
Yes.
So,
I wanted to take
again,
away,
innovative.
stifle his creativity, because I know best because I have restaurant experience, except I don't.
Yeah.
So anyway.
She seems to like mediocrity.
She does.
She doesn't
In
want
her
her
life.
mom's pink real estate office. She
No.
doesn't want a creative menu. She wants options. People like stability. Like maybe you like stability, Abby, but not everybody wants to eat the same thing every night.
I feel like it would be
Exactly.
really cool to go to a restaurant that has a different menu every day, depending on
Yeah.
what food is freshest. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Choice. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
In fact, there is a restaurant in Seattle, one of my favorites, Endeline Joe's, and they don't do a different menu every day based off of fresh ingredients. That would be really cool. But they do change their menu every 3 months. So every 3 months, they completely change the decor and they change their menu. So
Mhm.
every time you go in, it's a totally different experience. And I love it. It's so fun.
Mhm. Well, and I feel like when Abby's conflicted, whether she should stay in Greece or go take this fabulous job for which she has no experience, she says to her mom, "This isn't the life I envisioned for myself." And I'm thinking, why not? You got a hot guy, you're in a beautiful country, amazing food.
Who doesn't
beautiful
envision
backdrop.
that for themselves?
Exactly.
I envision
when you're-
myself in grimy New York City in a hideous suit, being stressed out every day. That's eating microwave food.
Microwave
Wow.
gyros. While I
Well, yeah,
manage
this
these
is,
restaurants.
This is something that maybe a mom who's in the throes of laundry and child vomit and dogs running around the house saying, "This isn't the life I envisioned for myself." But you're in Greece.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's sunny every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't I don't understand. Abby just kind of pissed me off throughout the entire
Yeah.
movie, if
Yeah.
we're being
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah. And I'm like, your mom is having a good time. You're being mean to her. You know what would have been a good story? Her mom and Yanni. I want to know about that.
Yes.
Yes.
They were so
sweet.
cute, so sweet with each other.
Cat.
Your cat is
Oh my
peeking around the corner again. Hello, I want to be on the
Why are you
podcast.
here?
Danny, the one who hates cats.
I cannot.
Yeah, I would have liked to, like, Abby could have been a side character
Mhm.
and then see the story of the mom and Yanni. I think that would have been more compelling.
Yes, agreed. And I'm very interested to read the book
Yes.
because I feel like I'm going to read it and then think, why didn't they follow the book? This is better.
Yeah. Yep.
I would be interested to talk with the author, Mandy Baggett. I would be interested to talk with her and find out what her thoughts are on the movie. I'm sure she's over the moon that Hallmark created a movie out of her book, which was wonderful. But as an author, I might be kind of annoyed if you took my book and made this movie.
What's the name of the book again?
Desperately Seeking
Summer.
Summer. Yes, Desperately Seeking Summer.
Okay.
Because in the book, her mom's real estate business is called Desperately Seeking.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I'll check it out.
Yes. All right. So we've established that Abby is just not super excited about her new job. She's kind of at a standstill. She doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. Working on the restaurant has changed her goals. And this is when we cut to Theo preparing for the opening of the restaurant by himself because him and Abby have parted ways. And he calls his dad to make amends randomly. Now, this is another thing throughout the movie that was driving me nuts. Why did he send his Dimitri to come and get him to come work for him? Why didn't his dad check in? Why didn't his dad call? Why didn't he show up? Why did he send his hound dog to come and retrieve his son? What is that?
That's what rich guys do in Hallmark movies. I don't know.
Apparently, in all movies, really, like the rich dad is always so entitled, such a butthead. But Theo randomly decides to call and make amends. He leaves the world's longest voicemail explaining about the restaurant, inviting him to the grand opening. And then all of a sudden, the restaurant roof is leaking. So he does what any smart person would do, and he takes a broom and he bangs the ceiling where the water is leaking with the broom handle. And that's going to fix it. The ceiling crumbles apart. There is plaster everywhere. The power goes out. And he calls Abby, who comes right away. They make up. They repair the leak. They repair the ceiling and the electrical without calling in any professionals.
You've got standing water on the floor. You're going to work with electrical.
In the dark, in the middle of the night.
I cannot. Like, what?
Well, and the thing is, like, they're trying to portray Abby as like, well, she can fix anything. She worked at a hotel, but I've never worked at a hotel. But I can tell you that having worked in a management position before, you manage the other people to help you if you are not the expert, right?
Yes.
So she, even at the hotel, she would call a plumber. She would call the handyman. She would call an electrician. And if she's trying to do it all herself, first of all, it's illegal. And second of all, she probably doesn't know how. So.
Right. And we know the next day is the opening, but it's also the day of the inspection. Why was it planned this way? I don't know. They're idiots. That's why. But they're not going to pass inspection when they come and find out that all night Abby and Theo have been repairing electrical with standing water on the ground.
Well, and if the ceiling is leaking, that means the roof is leaking.
Right.
So did they fix that?
They also repaired the roof.
There's a bigger problem here they have to fix. But they did it all in one night. They're like Santa Claus.
And they're like, we did it again. Night. We stayed up till dawn. I can't believe it.
Shocking,
they
really.
said it twice. And I'm like, this is so dumb. You don't notice what time it is. You don't realize that you're up all night.
Not until the bells chime to signal dawn.
Like, I'll be so tired. I'm checking the clock at 3 a.m. Like, I got to get out of here. I'm not staying. Like,
forget it. We're not opening tomorrow. There's like, I wouldn't even, if I even showed up at all, I would be like, we can't fix this. Call the inspector, cancel, change the opening. Like, you need professionals here. This is not.
And also, who's paying for this? Because he's not taking
Daddy
money.
Papas has cut him off.
Yeah. So is Abby paying for this restaurant?
I don't understand so many things. But, you know, it's all fine because they get it all fixed. And even though it's the day of the opening and the day of the inspection, Theo takes her on an essential trip to an ancient amphitheater. So they can stand in the center and make a wish together. Now, as cute as this is, honestly, who has time? Couldn't they have done this at any other point in the movie?
I think this should have come before that scene after their fight. I think he should have showed up at her house and said, hey, I want to apologize. I want to take you to this place. Okay, cool. And then that establishes why she would even feel compelled to show up and help him in the middle of the night, right?
Mhm.
If they had like more of a connection. I think this was edited wrong.
Yes, I
In the
totally
wrong
agree.
spot.
I will say, though, this ancient theater that he takes her to, it is a real place. It's the ancient theater of Thoricos. It's in the city of Thoricos, which is near the Mycenaean ruins, and it's very beautiful. It overlooks the whole city. They stand in the middle of the ruins and make a wish. It's a beautiful place. I felt like that scene was not placed well in the movie, but the actual location, I mean, how incredible to be there.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Beautiful.
gorgeous. So after they make their wish, they return to the restaurant. Their wish didn't come true because they did not pass the inspection. Shocked, you guys, just shocked.
But I will say this is very true to life, because normally before I started opening a coffee shop, I would say the inspector came without the owners there. But I will tell you, it happens all the time.
do.
They just show up, even though they're not supposed to, and they inspect through the windows or whatever the heck they decide to do.
It really gives you a lot of confidence in these past inspections. Like if you passed, but you never actually went inside.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We peeked
It's
in the
wild.
window and said, we haven't said no for a while, so let's say no this time.
Gotta fill my quota.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Just, okay.
So yet another thing that's kind of weird here is that they don't pass the inspection, but they are allowed to prepare food there. They're just not allowed to serve it there,
No.
which is
That
not,
That made no
No.
sense. You can't do that.
that's not a thing unless it's a
No.
Greek thing. I don't think so though.
No.
I don't know. If you're an inspector and you're listening, please tell us.
Let us
Call in
know.
and let us
If
know.
this is real.
You're a Greek inspector.
A Greek inspector.
The whole ceiling just caved in. But yeah, go ahead and cook. That's fine.
Fine.
We don't want people sitting here in case the ceiling falls down again, which, okay, understandable.
Yeah.
But
But it could fall on the food. We just duct tape
Yeah.
it. It's fine.
If there's some like drywall dust in the food, it's probably not harmful.
No,
It's totally
no big
fine.
no
deal.
asbestos. No.
No.
But you know, Abby has a brilliant idea here. Probably the best idea that's been had in the entire movie. She says,
Better than an open house?
open house is today. We open the restaurant at the open house. So Theo's going to stay at the restaurant and prepare the food. Abby is going to get a little cooler and put it on the back of the moped, and she's going to put the food up the hill to the villa in her cooler
While wearing
with her
a ball gown.
backpack and deliver the food to the open house. And we're going to turn the open house into a restaurant. It's going to be great. This is normal. This is going to be a
no
success.
permits for this. It's fine.
I could not stop laughing, you guys, at the image of her with her little cooler just driving up the hill.
One little cooler. So what's that going to hold? Like 2 meals? So she's going back and forth and back and forth.
They're spilling everywhere because they're on planes. And he also said we have to serve here in order to get our zoning.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, we'll just fix that later. Like, what? Isn't that the whole point of why you needed to open? Is because you wanted to keep your zoning? It's not easy to just fix that later. Losing your zoning is like a very big deal.
Yes.
No, in a restaurant, isn't the whole idea is that you have to serve food. So you can't just
And a
fix
grand
that later.
opening of the restaurant should probably happen at the restaurant, not at a random open house. I
would
mean,
think.
is a fully catered open house a thing?
Yes.
I mean, I know that there's like appetizers and stuff usually, but like a sit-down
But a
dinner?
sit-down dinner?
For a very high ticket listing, yes, they
Wow.
would do that.
Oh.
But
Maybe I need to pretend I'm a millionaire so I can get some free
I was gonna
dinners.
say, I'm going to the wrong open houses.
But I'm assuming they're charging these people for their food, right?
Well, you
Or
would think, but who's going to go to an open house and pay for dinner? That seems really strange.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
The
don't.
whole thing just doesn't add up.
No.
I don't.
I think
Back
it
and
would have
forth in her
made
little gown.
Yeah, it would have made way more sense if they were like, okay, we didn't pass the inspection, so let's pivot. Why don't we do appetizers for the open house?
Right.
And that way people can taste your food, even though they're not sitting down in the restaurant yet, and we'll get it fixed and then we'll open.
Right. It could be like an advertisement, like our open house has moved to X date. Here's some appetizers.
Yeah.
But instead, they call it their grand opening in Theo's family villa.
It's so confusing.
But don't get comfy because it's not actually going to be here when we open.
Right.
No.
Oh my gosh. But you guys, there was this. Okay. I know I said this is probably the best part of the whole movie, but there's something else that's better. It killed me. Absolutely killed me. There is this scene during the open house where she's walking around making sure everybody's got what they need. And she walks by this table and this guy speaks to her in Greek and she responds in Greek. And I was like, this
She's
is
known
the
Greek
girl
this
that
whole
was
time.
eating a microwave gyro, yet she speaks. When did she start speaking Greek? There was such a disconnect there. I was like, what is happening? When did what?
Oh gosh.
I couldn't.
It's just, you know what I wonder? I would love to talk to a casting director from Hallmark because I want to know, do they just have this group of actors and actresses and they're just like, hey, we have this script, let's pick this person? Or do they actually audition people for their movies?
That is interesting. I don't know.
I imagine like the on location people that they haven't worked with, they probably audition them. But I wonder if they're just like, okay, you know, Nikki DeLoach is good for this movie. Brooke Dorsey is good for this movie.
There's probably some of that, I would imagine, where they'd be like, I could see Andrew Walker in this role. Let's put him in, see how he does. And maybe they audition like newer actors, ones they aren't so familiar with.
But then what happens if you get tapped for a movie, like maybe A Greek Recipe for Romance, and you read the script and you realize that it's horrible?
You could probably say no.
You just do it anyways because you don't want
or you to just be do it anyway.
Blacklisted by Hallmark.
Or maybe they send out scripts for the season. Like, these are all the movies we're doing in the next.
We're taking volunteers.
Amount of time. Put your hat in the ring, and then we'll pick from the people that want it. Maybe.
I would be very interested to know.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
If you're a casting director for Hallmark.
Yeah.
No, we want to talk.
Yeah, we would love to. I mean, not if you
slamming your movie.
Not if you cast this movie. Probably you don't want to talk to us.
I mean, I don't even think the casting was the problem here. It was the script.
Not at all.
Because I don't feel like the acting was bad.
No.
I did.
Oh.
I did not think that Abby's character, I did not feel like she did a great job in this movie. Everybody else I think was okay. There was just a lot of moments where I was like, that feels like a high school play. I'm not sure. It feels like a movie that I want to be watching.
I did not care for Abby's character.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just what I was focused on, is that I just really didn't care for her.
Yeah.
Not that I don't care for Danielle C. Ryan, but just that I didn't care for Abby.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I felt like she was kind of a snot.
Yeah. Well, knowing that the guy who played Theo is a TikToker, I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought he was great in this movie.
He was. Yeah. He was really good.
Good job. Yeah.
And I do hope to see him in more of these TV movies, because I did think he did a nice job.
Yeah.
All right. We're nearing the end of the movie. At the end of the night, oh Lord, help us. She heads back to the restaurant. Dimitri is being very sweet, sharing his feelings with her, that, he cares for her.
Dimitri is?
Yes. No, not Dimitri.
That's a different movie altogether.
I'm like, what? Did I miss something?
Yeah, plot twist.
Dimitri steals the girl.
Theo, I'm sorry. Theo is being very sweet and sharing his feelings with her. And she just cuts him off and she's like, I got the job offer. I'm going to take it. I leave tomorrow morning. This was very sudden because I feel like 2 seconds ago she didn't know what she wanted to do. And now all of a sudden he loves her. So she's already got a flight booked and she's leaving in the morning. Okay. I don't know. But he says he's afraid to lose her. He kisses her and then his dad shows up.
Stefano DiMera.
So even though they didn't get the inspection passed, he's going to go ahead and serve in the restaurant anyway.
Yeah.
And
His dad.
And he feeds his dad his food. And his dad says it's the finest meal he's ever had. He brought Theo his mom's recipe book. They make amends. And his daddy's going to fix everything with the inspector because we find out that the inspector was paid off by Dimitri and that's why they didn't pass.
I mean,
okay. Thanks,
See,
Daddy.
now that's what speaks of Stefano DiMera. Just this
Especially
seedy-
when we find out that the villa has sold because Daddy Papas bought it and gave it to Theo. So well
and
earned.
that made me
son.
mad. It's like he didn't earn that. Don't just give it to him. Make him make payments on it.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, though I would love to be just gifted a villa. You got to work for it.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yep. All right.
And it was
So,
massive. That villa was huge.
oh yeah,
yeah.
that's way too much for one person.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, maybe he'll open a second restaurant.
In the villa.
I mean, they were talking about how the kitchen could become a restaurant or a hotel. Yeah.
True.
You never know.
You never
So-
know. Maybe we'll find out. Or not. All right. We've made it to the end of the movie. It's the next morning. Abby wakes up, puts on a god-awful outfit. Bermuda
What is happening?
short vest situation. I don't know what's happening, but it makes me want to vomit.
It's lime green. I would have worn that when I was 12. My
Uh-huh.
favorite color was lime green.
It looks like it needs like a patterned turtleneck underneath
And Kristen Wiig wearing it.
Yeah.
with tiny hands.
Or
But,
Stuart's mom.
She wakes up. She doesn't go to the airport. She races to the restaurant to make up with Theo. He's not there, so she immediately knows he must be at the amphitheater. So she goes
Of
to the
course.
amphitheater and finds him. She decides to stay. They kiss. The end. So there you go. Not to ruin the ending for you, but
There's a kiss, and she stays.
First of all, it's not that easy to just stay in a foreign country. You can't just be
No.
like, I'm moving here now. That's not how it
No.
works.
Because wasn't it in Savoring Paris? She was like, my visa's almost up. I got to
Yeah.
get home. She's just going to stay because her
You
mom's
have to,
there?
yeah, she probably has a travel visa, visitor's visa, but she can't
Mhm.
just stay forever. Like,
No.
you're going
well,
to
and
have
it's
to.
not like she has dual citizenship or something because her mom and her dad moved there after they retired. Or no, her
No.
mom moved there after they retired.
Yeah.
Her dad
Which
never
I
did
also have
papers.
questions about. How did she do that? I don't know.
I don't know. But there are so many things that don't make sense. And typically in these Hallmark movies, there are things that don't connect and there are
Mhm.
plot holes, but there's enough things that do make sense to make those things not really matter that much. This
Mhm.
one was just plot hole after plot
Riddled.
hole after. I mean, I
It was
fell in
Swiss
the plot
cheese.
hole.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
It was a ride.
yeah, I would wager to say this is the worst movie we've watched on the podcast so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting after coming off of 2 movies that I rated 5 stars back to back, and now
Yeah.
we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
Savoring
do-
Paris was so good. They
It
like
was so
hit the
good.
mark so well.
Yeah,
And then
they
they're
really
like,
did.
we spent all the money on that movie. So
So now you have to wear lime green Bermuda shorts and a vest.
We're pulling from the archives.
At least she wasn't wearing the backpack with that.
Sorry guys, we had to borrow a wardrobe from the Golden Girls, and you gotta wear that. Oh gosh.
I will say though, there was a lot of really good food in this movie.
The food looked amazing.
The food looked amazing. And I did a little deep dive on some of the food that they did. So one of the things he makes is spanakopita because she says that's her favorite, which I mean, predictable, right? It's the only Greek food I can really think of off the top of my head.
Greek salad, of course.
Right. Feta cheese. Olives. So spanakopita is a spinach pie with layers of phyllo dough filled with either sweet or savory fillings, but usually spinach, scallions, herbs, and feta cheese. I love spanakopita. I can't say I've ever had a sweet one before, though, so I would be interested to try that.
No, I haven't either.
The other thing that he made that I really want to try, it was his mother's recipe that he insisted had to be in the restaurant. He served it to his dad when he came to the opening night. And it's called loukoumades. And they are Greek donuts with honey or sprinkled with cinnamon or nuts. And these are originally dating back to the ancient Greek Olympic Games. So I just thought that was really, really cool because this is an ancient recipe, but even during the ancient Olympic Greek Games, they were eating donuts. So pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah. I love Greek food. Anything wrapped in a grape leaf and cooked.
Dolmas, is that what that's called? Dolmas?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Delicious. I also found the Cerifio Tico, the wine that you were talking about earlier, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out how I could get some. And it's interesting because you really have to order it from a Greek winery. You can't really get it around here. There was one company I found in the US that sells it. It's called Chamber Street Wines out of New York. They sell it for $28 a bottle plus $28 for shipping.
Oh,
So it's real spendy. Or you can order it directly from Greece for about $25 US dollars, but shipping is another 25 US dollars. So it's not cheap for us to get here, but I would love to try it someday.
But if you're listening and you would like to send us a bottle,
because we love the movie so much,
happily try it.
Maybe we didn't love the movie so much, but we do love wine. So
yes,
that's true.
We're not above taking donations.
No.
Although I did, Jessica, you had such a glowing review of the Costco Sangria when we did our wine roundup episode, and I bought it and I hate it.
You do?
It's like juice. It's too much. I can't do it.
Did you cut it with LaCroix?
No, maybe I should.
That's what I do. I cut it with
I still have like 3/4 of the bottle and I don't know what to do with it.
It's like syrupy.
Well, you can make,
you can
make like mulled wine with it if you wanted to.
Oh,
you could turn it into a mulled
try
wine.
that.
Well, it's
like a bottle of red wine or something and some mulling spices.
Yeah, but I cut it. Yeah, I cut it with a LaCroix, so it's.
Okay, maybe I'll try that because it's taking up so much space in my fridge, but I don't want it.
But I like sweet wine. Like I'm a Moscato girl. I'll drink that all day long. So I probably would like Arbor Mist. Never tried it, but probably would like it.
It's gross.
Yeah, I used to like a sweet wine, like a Riesling, or however you say it. I'm so cultured. But really not so much anymore. Love a Cabernet, a Merlot.
See, Sauvignon Blanc, that's my favorite.
When I drink a red wine, my mind immediately goes to Ralphie with the bar of soap in his mouth. And I just I don't know why I equate those two flavors.
What? That is hilarious.
Like Lifebuoy soap. That is
all right. Should we play a game?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This game is called the sequel game.
Okay.
So you are to give your predictions. Where are they now 5 years later? Abby and Theo style.
Okay.
Well, I'm guessing Abby is still carrying around that backpack.
Only now it's full of diapers.
Yeah, maybe. Ah,
Okay, I think Abby helps Theo with the restaurant. They get it to have a Michelin star, and then she gets offered a job to run a restaurant for Gordon Ramsay in Vegas, and she takes it because she's just a selfish brat and decides to leave. And she's like, you know what? He's paying me a lot of money. I gotta go. And Theo really tries to get her back for like 6 months, and then he meets one of Abby's mom's clients, and they start dating. They hit it off, and they get married at the end.
Okay, I feel like that's pretty
that's very detailed.
likely.
I'm going to say that Theo gets his restaurant going. Maybe Dimitri comes in and manages it. And then Theo goes back to doing TikTok lip sync videos.
They create a cooking channel together on YouTube.
Yeah. And Theo raps.
Yes. Abby and Theo create a combined TikTok account it's called the Lip Syncing Chef.
Oh.
And they share all of their secret recipes, but they only mouth them. They don't make any sounds. So no one knows what the recipes
mime.
are.
Wow. That would have been a better movie.
Okay, guys, it's time to rate the movie. Can we be done with this one?
Okay. What are we using to rate?
We're going to rate it based on lucumades.
Okay.
Greek donuts.
Lucumades.
Well, the best part of the movie.
Honestly, guys, I'm going to give this one a 1. This was not good. I mean, I'm not going to give it a 0 because it was a movie that I could watch.
Yeah, I turned it on at work.
It was a movie that I watched.
I mean, I watched it a second time because I wanted to see if there were any redeeming qualities. Like I wanted to figure out was the hair really good? Were the clothes really good? But none of it was really good. I mean, the hair was fine. It's normal. It's like what I would do in my bathroom on my own hair. You know, it's not like
didn't stand out.
No, and the clothes stood out, but for all the wrong reasons. And I mean, I guess the one redeeming quality is that the guy who played Theo is very attractive, you know?
Yeah.
And he did a good job. So I guess that's the redeeming quality. His acting debut, he did a great job. I would love to see him in another movie. But no, I would not. I don't want to watch this again. It was not good. Sorry.
Never again. Never again.
Yeah, I would have to echo that 1 score. I did like Theo. Shout out to Raphael Karyotakis. He did a great job. First timer. I thought you wouldn't have been able to tell if you didn't know that. I like that his character really wanted to break away from the family business and make his own way, although in the end he's gifted a house. So is that really making your own way? And like we discussed throughout, there's just too many plot holes. There's too many things that were silly in our minds that I don't think were meant to be silly. And I won't watch it again. I'm sorry. Hallmark, we love you, but this one.
We don't love this movie.
No. It's a 1 for
Although I will say about the house, the villa that he gifted to Theo, if I was a billionaire and my kids wanted to open up a restaurant, even if they didn't want to open a restaurant, if I was a billionaire and my kids were, trying to make something of themselves, working hard, whatever it is they wanted to do, I would totally give them a house. Yes, have a house. So you don't have to worry about a mortgage payment or rent, and you can just focus on working hard at what you want to do. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I would absolutely do that.
Yeah.
It didn't really seem in line with his character, but personally, I would do that.
Yeah.
I would be like, a house for all my kids. I'm going to pay off my sister's mortgage, my mother's mortgage, whoever I can help, I'm going to help them.
Yeah.
But Stefano Whatever his
Tamara.
name is. Would not do that.
No.
Yeah, and I guess we've talked about if we won a major lottery, we would definitely buy houses for all our kids. But you guys have all worked hard your whole lives, so I guess it would make sense.
Yeah.
And I guess Theo's working hard trying to get that restaurant open in honor of his mom because it was her
Yes.
restaurant to begin with. So
Yep.
I guess that's sweet.
It's fine.
Uncharacteristic, but sweet.
I will agree with you guys on the low rating on this one. Shocker, I know. I think we've established very well that we weren't big fans of this movie. But you guys, I'm going to go even further and I'm going to say I rate this movie a lucamade with a bite taken out of it because it just was terrible. I am giving it the rest of the lucamade because I did enjoy watching it because I laughed so hard at the idiocracy. And so there you go. I enjoyed laughing at the stupidity of a lot of this movie. I'll never watch it again, but thank you, Hallmark, for the memories. All right. On our next episode, thank goodness, we are kicking off the return of NFL football season, which I'm really excited about. I know you guys could care less, but I'm very excited for football to come back. Real football, not spring football, but actual NFL football is coming back.
I'll be there to watch Taylor Swift. That's why I'll be tuning in.
And I'll be there watching football and listening to my husband and my son complain about how they're showing more of Taylor Swift than the actual game. But we are celebrating the return of football with a sports movies roundup. We're sharing all of our thoughts on our hand-picked sports-themed TV movies, and we can't wait to hear what you think. So sound off in the comments, send us a text, send us an email. Let us know what your favorite sports-themed movies are, and maybe we'll be talking about one of them. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at loveonthepod and share your episode thoughts or ideas by emailing us at loveonthepod@gmail.com. Plus, you can text us with future movie recommendations using the link in our show notes. If you loved this episode and want to hear more, please subscribe to the podcast as we drop new episodes weekly.
So whether you're making a wish in an ancient amphitheater
Or delivering food on the back of a moped,
we hope you don't get caught lying about your name. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
bye.
Bye.